Read by Stephen Fry. Introductory note. The birth and rise of gods and humans is the subject of my book Mythos, whose successor, Heroes, covers the great feats, quests, and adventures of mortal heroes such as Hercules, Theseus, Jason, and Perseus. You do not have to know those books to enjoy this one, and no pre-existing knowledge of the mythological world is presumed or required for you to embark on Troy. As I remind you from time to time, especially early on in the book, do not think for a minute that you have to remember all those names, places, and familial interrelationships. To give background, I do describe the founding of many different dynasties and kingdoms, but I assure you that when it comes to the main action, the different threads do turn from a tangle into a tapestry. A two-part appendix at the end addresses the issue of how much of what follows is history and how much myth. Acknowledgements. Without a loving and patient husband, without as perfect a personal assister as ever existed, without a wonderful literary agent, without a stunningly gifted and passionate editor, without a copy editor who never misses anything, without an audiobook producer of the very first rank, without a publishing house that enthuses and encourages, without all these, this book could never have been written. So thank you, Elliot Spencer, Joe Crocker, Anthony Goff, Gillian Taylor, Kit Shepherd, Roy Macmillan, Louise Moore. It fell from heaven. Troy, the most marvelous kingdom in all the world, the jewel of the Aegean, glittering Ilium, the city that rose and fell not once, but twice. Gatekeeper of traffic in and out of the barbarous East, kingdom of gold and horses, fierce nurse of prophets, princes, heroes, warriors, and poets. Under the protection of Ares, Artemis, Apollo, and Aphrodite, she stood for years as the paragon of all that can be achieved in the arts of war and peace, trade and treaty, love and art, statecraft, piety, and civil harmony. When she fell, a hole opened in the human world that may never be filled, save in memory. Poets must sing the story over and over again, passing it from generation to generation, lest in losing Troy, we lose a part of ourselves. To understand Troy's end, we must understand her beginning. The background to our story has many twists and turns. A host of place names, personalities, and families enter and exit. It's not necessary to remember every name, every relationship of blood and marriage, every kingdom and province. The story emerges, and the important names will, I promise, stick. All things, Troy included, begin and end with Zeus, the king of the gods, ruler of Olympus, lord of thunder, cloud-gatherer, and bringer of storms. Long, long ago, almost before the dawn of mortal history, Zeus consorted with Electra, a beautiful daughter of the Titan Atlas and the sea nymph Pleione. Electra bore Zeus a son, Dardanus, who travelled throughout Greece and the islands of the Aegean, searching for a place in which he could build and raise his own dynasty. He alighted at last on the Ionian coast. If you have never visited Ionia, you should know that it's the land east of the Aegean Sea, which used to be called Asia Minor, but which we know as Turkish Anatolia. The great kingdoms of Phrygia and Lydia were there, but they were already occupied and ruled over, so it was in the north that Dardanus settled, occupying the peninsula that lies below the Hellespont, the straits into which Helle fell from the back of the Golden Ram. Years later, Jason would sail through the Hellespont on his way to find the fleece of that ram. The love-struck Leander would swim nightly across the Hellespont to be with Hero, his beloved. The stories of Hele, the Golden Ram, and Jason can be found in Heroes, and the tragedy of Hero and Leander in Mythos. Even later in history, those same straits, now called the Dardanelles after Dardanus, were the source of terrible fighting in and around the peninsula city that the Greeks called Kallipolis, beautiful city, which over time had turned into the name Gallipoli. The city Dardanus established was called, with little imagination and less modesty, Dardanus, while the whole kingdom took on the name Dardania. Following the founder king's death, Ilus, the eldest of his 3 sons, ruled, but he died childless, leaving the throne to his brother, the middle son, Erechthonius. The reign of Erechthonius was peaceful and prosperous. In the lee of Mount Ida, his lands were fed by the waters of the benign river gods Simmias and Scamander, who blessed the land of Dardania with great fertility. Erechthonius grew to become the richest man in the known world, famous for his 3,000 mares and their countless foals. Boreas, the north wind, took the form of a wild stallion and fathered a remarkable race of horses by the filly foals of Erechthonius's herd. These colts were so agile and light of foot, they could gallop through fields of corn without bending a stalk. So they say. Horses and riches. Always, when we talk of Troy, we find ourselves talking of wondrous horses and uncountable riches. Foundation. After the death of Erechthonius, his son, Tros, succeeded to the throne. Tros had a daughter, Cleopatra, and 3 sons, Ilus, named in honor of his great-uncle, Assaracus, and Ganymede. The story of Prince Ganymede is well known. His beauty was so great that Zeus himself was seized by an overmastering passion for him. Taking the form of an eagle, the god swooped down and bore the boy up to Olympus, where he served as Zeus's beloved minion, companion, and cupbearer. To compensate Tros for the loss of his son, Zeus sent Hermes to him, bearing the gift of 2 divine horses, so swift and light they could gallop over water. Tros was consoled by these magical animals and by Hermes' assurance that Ganymede was now, and by definition always would be, immortal. Indeed, the cupbearer lives 2 immortal lives in the night sky, as the constellation Aquarius, the water carrier, and as a moon of his lover, Jupiter. The planets all take on the god's Roman names. It was Ganymede's brother, Prince Ilus, who founded the new city that would be named Troy in Tros's honor. He won a wrestling match at the Phrygian Games, the prize consisting of 50 youths and 50 maidens, but, more importantly, a cow. A very special cow that an oracle directed Ilus to use for the founding of a city. Wherever the cow lies down, there shall you build. If Ilus had heard the story of Cadmus, and who had not, he would have known that Cadmus and Harmonia, acting in accordance with instructions from an oracle, had followed a cow and waited for the animal to lie down as an indication of where they were to build what would become Thebes, the first of the great city-states of Greece. It may seem to us that the practice of allowing cows to choose where a city should be built is arbitrary and bizarre, but perhaps a little reflection should tell us that it is not so strange after all. Where there is to be a city, there must also be plentiful sources of meat, milk, leather, and cheese for its citizens, not to mention strong draft animals, oxen for ploughing fields and pulling carts. If a cow is taken enough by the amenities of a region to feel able to lie down, then it is worth paying attention. At any rate, Ilus was content to follow his prize heifer all the way north from Phrygia to the Troad. Also in honor of Tros, the whole peninsula was beginning now to be referred to as the Troad, past the slopes of Mount Ida and onto the great plain of Dardania, and it was here not far from where Ilus's great-grandfather's first city of Dardanus had been built, that the heifer lay down at last. Ilus looked about him. It was a fine place for a new city. To the south rose the massif of Mount Ida, and at some distance to the north ran the straits of the Hellespont. To the east, the blue of the Aegean could be glimpsed, and through the green and fertile plain itself threaded the rivers Simius and Scamander. Ilus knelt down and prayed to the gods for a sign that he had made no mistake. In immediate answer, a wooden object fell from the sky and landed at his feet in a great cloud of dust. It was about the height of a 10-year-old child and carved into a likeness of Pallas Athena, a spear in one upraised hand and a distaff and spindle in the other, representing the arts of war and the arts of peace, over which the grey-eyed goddess held dominion. The act of looking at so sacred an object struck Ilus instantly blind.
It was on the southeast side.
Enough in the ways of the Olympians not to panic. Falling to his knees, he cast up prayers of thanks to the heavens. After a week of steadfast devotion, he was rewarded with the restoration of his sight. Brimming with revived energy and zeal, he began at once to lay out the foundations for his new city. He planned the streets so that they radiated like the spokes of a wheel from a central temple which he would dedicate to Athena. In the innermost sanctum of the temple, he placed the wooden carving of Pallas Athena that fell from the sky, the Soanon, the luck of Troy, the symbol and assurance of the city's divine status. So long as this sacred totem reposed there unmolested, so long would Troy prosper and endure. So Ilus believed, and so the people who flocked to help him build and populate this new city believed too. They called the wooden carving the Palladium, and after Ilus's father, Tros, they gave their city and themselves the new names of Troy and Trojans. There we have the founding line from Dardanus to his sons Ilus I and Erichthonius, whose son Tros fathered Ilus II, after whom Troy is also called Ilium or Ilion. Curses. There was another royal line in Ionia which we should know about. Its importance would be difficult to overstate. You may already know the story of King Tantalus,
Be mindful of the
who
HP.
ruled in Lydia, a kingdom to the south of Troy. Tantalus served up his son Pelops to the gods in a stew. Young Pelops was reassembled and resurrected by the gods and grew up to be a handsome and popular prince and a lover of Poseidon, who gave him a chariot drawn by winged horses.
We're hungry now.
This chariot led to a curse which led to almost everything. Ilus had been as outraged as anyone by Tantalus's depravity, enough to expel him by force of arms from the region. You would imagine that Pelops would have no objection to his father's expulsion. After all, Tantalus had slaughtered him, his own son, butchered him, and presented him to the Olympians in efficacy. But far from it. No sooner had Pelops attained manhood than he raised an army and attacked Ilus, but was easily bested in battle. Pelops left Ionia, settling at last in land far to the west, the peninsula off mainland Greece that is called the Peloponnese after him to this day. On this remarkable piece of land grew up such legendary kingdoms and cities as Sparta, Mycenae, Corinth, Epidaurus, Troezen, Argos, and Pisa. This Pisa is not the Italian home of the Leaning Tower, of course, but a Greek city-state ruled over at the time of Pelops' arrival by King Oenomaus, a son of the
Att hon lustat kring djävulens festbord. Hon är blott 17 år och längs vägen de går blir hon föst som ett djur under glåpord. Hon försöker att nå sin älskades blick, men ser honom vända och gå. Och bland dem som ser på är kraften de får ett belysning de inte förstår. Det kommer trolldom och magi, kan de väcka himlens raseri. Wow! I lågornas sken kan de gå på vatten som någon sagt. Kan de lura döden med sin makt. Wow! I lågornas sken.
I will take the first one faster.
När lågorna stiger så ber hon en bön om att slippa utstå denna mardröm. Den hon litade på, han sänkte sin blick och hon såg hur han vände och gick. Hon är ensam och föll, trots yrkan om nåd. Så blev domen att renas i öl.
Counterclockwise.
Lägger hon med trolldom och magi, kan hon väcka himlens raseri. Wow! I lågornas sken kan hon gå på vatten som någon sagt. Kan hon lura döden med sin makt. Wow! I lågornas sken, men så till slut tystnar min
I go right, Ellie. I go right.
all gråt dör ut, försvinner med röken, röken
Knockback.
som stiger mot sken. Har de lite trolldom och magi, har de nu förpliktat med sitt liv. Wow! I lågornas sken, har de med trolldom och magi, har de väckt himlens raseri. Wow! I lågornas sken har de gått på vatten som någon sagt. Har de lurat döden med sin pakt. Wow! I lågornas sken.
I met a girl one Friday night in a bar in Glasgow town. She poured me up a whiskey and she told me to sit down. We talked all through the night until the sun began to rise, and I knew my heart was hers when I looked into her eyes. Ring ding diddly lie-dee-o, ring ding diddly eye-o. Well, I knew my heart was hers when I looked into her eyes. She had some amazing
Good position.
graces from a high-class part of town, and talked
Arrows.
about the places that she'd want to travel
Ones with
round.
circles.
And I was scared to ask if
In
she
first.
would come along with me, cause I knew that I'd be punching. She's a 9 and I'm a 3. Ring ding diddly lie-dee-o, ring ding diddly eye-o. Well, I knew that I'd be punching. She's a 9 and I'm a 3. I borrowed all the money that my dad was saving by. She told me that she wants to see the deserts in Dubai.
Will be
And then we
in
went
first.
to Barcelona, Paris, Venice, Rome. I was happy with my true love, a million miles away from home. Ring ding diddly lie-dee-o, ring ding diddly eye-o. I was happy with
Wait.
my true love, a million miles away from home. It savings dwindled quickly, but I didn't tell her so. 1,000
Lance?
other places where my girl wanted to go. So I just played along till all my cash flow it was gone. She said, I've got some money,
Hot,
you
bait
go,
outwards.
I'll carry on. Ring ding diddly lie-dee-o, ring ding diddly eye-o. She said, I've got some money, you go home, I'll carry on. So now I'm back
Someone
in
stole the
Glasgow
tether.
thinking of what could
I
have
had it
been.
for a second.
Keep checking on her picture, see the places I should have seen. So I think there's a lesson that you'll need to learn from me. Don't act bigger than you are. Take a girl from a random bar around the world straight too far without a credit card. Ring ding diddly lie-dee-o, ring ding diddly eye-o. Well, don't act bigger than you are without a credit card. Ring ding diddly lie-dee-o, ring ding diddly eye-o. Well, don't act bigger than you are without a
som jag själv aldrig sett. Då folket var lyckligt och folket var rätt. Så säg mig nu pappa, hur känns det idag? När du sitter i slagget och det som finns kvar. När du växte upp, säg mig hur var det då? Var en flicka någonting som man fritt gav sig på? Gick du på gatan och lyssnade smått utan att höra ett ord du förstått? Var du någonsin tvungen att ensam gå hem sen du rånats och slagits av främmande män? Säg mig, hur kunde ni låta det ske? Ni blundar för det som en blind kunnat se. Känns det bra, käre far? Är du stolt, är du glad? Och vad kommer du stå i vår strid av idag? De flesta utav er var dumma som få, men några utav er var värre ändå. De såg det som allvar och inte som lek. De älskade, hatade folk som det svek. Nu kallar de motstånd.
Is there not enough healing going out to him? Yellow.
This particular time I actually didn't do that, but I did use it earlier and you still died. Sure.
Hello.
Left.
Tunens spetsar blänkar i en kors och tuppar glimma. Morgonronans klara sken syns i vattnets strimma. Barnet leker glatt vid strand, samlar stenar i sin hand. Solen glimmar blank och trygg. Vattnet i den spegel. Småningom uppblåser vind i det fallna segel.
Well, that was not close.
När djurkajutan går skjuter så som regel.
Clockwise.
Rossa tågen seglen fäll. Den syns Finnarviken med skojor och kastell. Branta berg och diken.
Let's see. What do you use for mitigation on the start, just so we can get it sorted out?
Under smoke och svarta
I mean, it's weird because sometimes I'm like half HP and sometimes I'm dead.
Yeah, it's really strange. Because it also feels like it's independent of what I do, because I sometimes use Aqua Whale and you still die, and other times you're really fine.
I only use camouflage, and right before I get the hit, I use Heart of Corundum.
Do you use anything bot?
Yes, I can cut shield.
Crit shield. Do you think the Heart of Corundum goes off late, like half the times or something? I think that's the reason.
I mean, the mitigation stays.
Yeah.
But my X-Proc procs when I'm low.
Then I have no idea. Because there's a huge difference. Like you swing from taking.
I mean, I use it always on the same timing.
Yeah.
Maybe he just needs like one heal between the hits.
I'll use Temperance in the start because I don't use it again before Nidhogg transition, so...
Do you give him regen?
No, it's 10% extra mitigation for him. But something at least. Yeah, I'll just Temperance and it should be fine. Okay.
Vilken angripsdag?
War god Ares. Oenomaus had a daughter, Hippodamia, whose beauty and lineage attracted many suitors.
Red.
Rip.
Yeah, I'll divine bench that start too.
Oh well, see you.
Hello, in. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Wish me luck, because I don't think I know this. Hold on. Oh, frick, it's this song. Oh, no. I think this one, like, explodes in loudness, too. No problem, Deadfish.
Yeah, I do it!
Well, now you're like literally full HP.
Taco Kitty, I am a Twitch streamer. I cannot help you with your emergency.
Red. Left.
What a lovely princess we have here, fur so pristine and shimmering with care. Look at the moonlight shining oh so bright. Won't you come out the window and play with me tonight? A cat has only got one life
Good position.
to live, so you gotta make it mapless as it is. With a collar around your neck, you won't have fun. Shall I tear it with my teeth till it's undone? Straight, great, cook down, now, stealing fish to eat for meals, chasing pigeons on the bay. Here on the roof, I watch the people on the way, drifting off into a night till whenever I wake. You should try to cook down, I have got some awesome buddies I would love to introduce. Jump through the window and start a brand new you. It's all you gotta do, yeah, yeah.
Knockback.
What's the redness that we have here? In the darkness only your shining eyes appear. I'll admit that your words are smart and quick, but I'll have you know I'm not quite so easy to trick. A cat is not but just one life to live, so I chose to make it perfect as it is. And it's for this brand name collar around my neck. Do you know how much it costs to be a pet? I'm a lady cat, meow, 3 delicious meals and a bed that's soft and velvety. Although water's really not my favorite thing, I still shower every day cause it's important to be clean. Now look at you and meow, there is no one to keep you safe wherever you may go. Who's to say you won't be run over tomorrow? There's just no way to know.
Hey, you know I kinda like the bold and sassy way that you reply. I have to say that
position.
I find you just to be my type.
Oh my, how bold of you, but even if that's what you say, you will
Arrows.
never get my heart to sway.
Freeze it circles once barrels. Will be out first.
Travel to the north where the land is far and wide, and to see the aurora that shining in the sky. And if you could only now be there by my side at the ending of a dream, although my wish won't be fulfilled, this is the way I'm living now. Now, not a thing that anyone can alter easily. Think of the girl who's taking care of me. There's a way I can live by myself so suddenly. Hey, I'm not done yet. Now, where do you think you're going? Wait up a moment. It'd be nice tomorrow if you would come again. I'll wait for you to then. Yeah.
Well, so 1 sec.
Oh my fucking god. He has microphone, can he just fucking say it? Holy shit. Gonna grab a drink then because it's gonna take 10 minutes anyways.
On such a silent night, opening the window, wishing the ticking of the clock would put you right to sleep. On such a night, you'll be visited by a pixie, taken to Neverland, where dreams never end. On such a silent night, opening the window, wishing the ticking of the clock would put you right to sleep. On such a night, you'll be visited by a pixie, taken to Neverland, where dreams never end. No way, Jose, I hate how grown-ups rule the world, dripping with flies. Reality's disgusting. Man, I wish that I could be good forever. Then what about we make that wish come true together? Whoa. To a place where the fun never ends, that'll never end. Treasure hunting, always playing, sword fighting is behaving perfect world. No way. My studies, forget it. My future, forget about it. Come along with me, you'll see what I mean. A dream world, take a leap of faith. I jump and run away as if it were a dream. Selfishly naive, childishly believes it, so let's take it just for.
Why do you have sad face status? Yeah, I'm busy. These eyebrows are disgusting, dude. You know that's not on the bingo anymore, right? Thanks, I appreciate it.
In the land where peaceful days pass by over and over again. You know something feels a little off. I don't know, is something in and out. Don't you feel the same? Things are L-A-M-E lame. Dream come true, little Peter Pan isn't really little anymore. Treasure hunting and wood and sword fighting, nothing as fun as it was before. Entering the old captain's cabin and the pirate ship is taking hold. And that's right, baby, I'm a pirate, maybe hard to starboard we go. Yeah! Take a leap of faith, destroy the land, cause you can never run away. Greedy as I am, try to understand, I'm a good mess, please forgive me. Putting all of it into my pocket, happy fantasy, I'm also fun. on. It's so wonderful, it's so magical, almost as if the dream goes on.
Yeah, I moved too early. Haven't done that in a while.
Oh, my lady, my queen, I will serve until I die. Fate had given us life, now the twins are damned with spite. Even so, I will guard you and block out all the pain. I will dirty my hands so your smile remains.
Hello. Fight.
From the day we came, the world had charted out our lives. Holy bells had graced our birth with such a brilliant chime. By the powers greater than our tiny hands could fight, you were torn away from my side and had started your own life. Even if the world were to send you their vice, if they damn your name as they gather and cry.
Reposition.
Counterclockwise.
Lift up your head, wash off your mascara. Here, take my Kleenex, wipe that lipstick away. Show me your face, clean as the morning. I know things were bad,
I'm
but
going left.
now they're okay. Suddenly Seymour is standing beside you.
Knock back.
You don't need no makeup, don't have to pretend. Suddenly Seymour is here to provide you sweet understanding. Seymour's your friend.
Nobody ever treated me kind.
Not even close.
Daddy left early, Mama was poor. I'd meet a man and I'd follow him blindly. He'd snap his fingers, me, I'd say, sure. Suddenly Seymour is standing beside me. He don't give me orders, he don't condescend. Suddenly Seymour is here to
Reposition.
provide me sweet understanding.
Rose.
Seymour's my friend.
Tell me this feeling lasts till forever.
In first.
Tell me the bad times are clean washed away.
Please understand that it's still strange and frightening for losers like I've been. It's so hard to say. Suddenly Seymour, he purified.
Will be out first.
He purified you.
Suddenly Seymour,
Suddenly Seymour.
show me I can. Yes, you can be more.
plans.
with sweet understanding.
Sweet
understanding.
Sweet understanding.
Sweet understanding.
Hot.
With sweet understanding.
Seymour's love.
I'll be, I guess.
Lift up your head, wash off your mascara. Here, take my Kleenex, wipe that lipstick away. Show me your face, as clean as the morning.
Oh.
I know things were
Did the tank damage down and the healer weakness really?
suddenly
Yeah. Yeah, there was one bait that was baited kind of upwards instead of outwards.
One bait was baited straight through the box.
Oh yeah.
Suddenly, Seymour
Okay.
is here to provide you sweet
Yeah, okay.
understanding. Seymour's your friend.
Nobody ever treated me kindly. Daddy left early, Mama was poor. I'd meet a man and I'd follow him blindly. He'd snap his fingers, me, I'd say sure.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's my bad.
Suddenly Seymour standing beside me. He don't give.
Many years I have
Red.
waited like yours to appear. Why, I predict the wizard might just make you his magic grand vizier. My dear, my
Left.
dear, I'll write it once to the wizard. Tell him of you in advance. With a talent like yours, dear, there is a definite chance if you work as you should. You'll be making good. Smart.
Madam Horrible.
Now, dear, shut up.
Something's very wrong. I didn't get my way.
Did that really just happen? Have I actually understood?
Pre-position?
Work I've tried to suppress or hide is a talent that could help me meet the wizard if I make good. So I'll make good. No, I can't do that the whole time. When I meet the wizard, once I proved my worth. When I meet the wizard, what I've waited for since birth, and with all his wizard wisdom, by my looks, he won't be blinded. Do you think the wizard is dumb, or like Munchkin, so small-minded? No, he'll say to me, I see who you truly are, a girl on whom I can rely, and that's how we'll begin, the wizard and I. When I meet the wizard, my whole life will change, 'cause once you're with the wizard, no one thinks you're strange. No father is not proud of you. No sister acts ashamed. And all of us has to love you. And by the wizard you're acclaimed. And this gift with this curse that I have inside maybe lets
so far?
And I just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy. But I swear someday there'll be a celebration throughout all.
What the hell is that?
To do.
Okay.
Something has changed.
Now healing will be a pain.
Something is not the same.
Ya da.
Playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep.
Left.
It's time to trust my instincts. To lose my
Averages.
and to leave. It's time to try to find. Something has changed within me. Something. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing.
Purple.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules
Middle.
of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave. It's time to try to find gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I am defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down.
Reposition.
I'm through accepting limits.
Clockwise.
Cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes in much too high a cost.
The left.
I
The left. Good luck.
I am defying gravity.
Not quite.
I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Limited. Our future is unlimited. And I've just had a vision almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy. But I swear, someday I'll be
Hello.
Everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity. And soon I'll match them in renown. Nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me
Counterclockwise.
When I meet the wizard, once I prove my worth. And when I meet the wizard,
Knockback.
They'll look high and they'll look low. They'll look everywhere we go. But when the sinners find us, we won't hide. They'll come loud and they'll come fast. But we shoot first and we can last. Keep your rifle by your side. Singing, oh Lord, this earth was made for us. Singing, oh Lord, this sinful life just ain't enough. So we'll take a stand, 'cause we must protect our land. Keep your rifle by your side. They'll come day and they'll come night. They'll have our children in their sights. But if they don't have faith, their eyes are blind. They can scream and they can shout, but they can never smoke us out. Keep your rifle by your side. Singing, oh Lord, this earth was made for us. Singing, oh Lord, this sinful life just ain't enough. When we hear the voice,
In first.
we have no other choice. Keep your rifle by your side. They'll have bombs and they'll have tanks, 'cause they got money in their banks. But we won't fall as long as we can fight.
Out first.
They'll go on and preach their hate, but they won't get past the gate. Keep your rifle by your side. Singing, oh Lord, this earth was made for us. Singing, oh Lord, this sinful life just ain't
Lance.
enough. When I see your face, I know I must
Ours.
protect my place. I'll keep my rifle by
Hot.
my side. Singing,
Bait.
oh Lord, this earth was made for us. Singing, oh Lord, this sinful life just ain't enough. When I see
Gotcha.
your face, I know I must protect my place. I'll keep my rifle by my side. Keep my rifle by my side.
I think it's good.
Should be fine now.
Yeah. What did you say, Ima?
something has has changed within me. Something is not the same.
I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game.
Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leave.
It's time to try defying gravity.
I think I'll try defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I'm defying gravity, and you won't bring me down. No, I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I have been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner die defying gravity.
Well, the 2%, I think. Yeah, and also we had a 25 on fire.
I want to look something.
But I think I will hit red eye more. I was hitting blue eye too much.
Forget. ACT's down. Bad.
Yeah, it is. I know. Oh yeah, it just updated.
I wanted to look how much I missed on the Soul Tether.
Yeah.
Satch.
Oh yeah. I think I gave you Aqua Veil there too.
Transition is a minute.
Let me just quickly check the battle log.
Bit more than a minute.
I am on the other side. If you want the gear scoggle in your face, sure. I'll try to adjust the route. Cause I'm We've been fine. Well, as I said, I will adjust my route there. Because currently I run around and behind the clones. I will try to run through the... Yeah. I'll try to run through the inside and after baiting. Reposition.
Han är en pajala pojk som alltid velat bli jojk men råkar hitta sin grej, andra pojkars pastej. Och som grundare av Norrlands allra hårdaste klubb sa han att här har ni bara att slänga av i rubb och stubb. Men vi håller handskarna på av enda anledning att man blir hårdare då. Kom igen fram med labbarna, får se vad ni har så kanske ni kan få stanna kvar. Här går en grabb, sex-guy med blå manchesterkavaj med pickadollen i hölstret och med pungen på svaj. Ifrån Norrlands alla hörn kommer de en efter en för att i bastun få en vän och vara en av alla grabbsexmän. Ifrån Jokkmokk kommer de i flock, ledda av en oljad och saftig bock. Ifrån Piteå kommer alla grabbar på rad för att vara med om ett bastubad. Och i bastun får de höra om hans senaste ragg, om när han stötte på en skör och vilsen Stockholmsbag. Hur nervösa små pojkfingrar trevat omkring tills han tröttnat och sagt: det här ger ingenting. Han skrek: goddag som Börje, det är dags att smörja, det är läge för lite hårdare tag. Jag sa han ska på, vad väntar du på? Är du homo eller är du höns? Vi pröjsen Börje, sista chansen att smörja. Snart kan det vara på tok för sent. Då blir det du som tar stöten upp i gröten. Kom igen för din egen skull. Alla grabbarna i bastun de sken upp i ett fli när han målar upp en bild av sköre Börjes min. Börje fattar vilket håll det börjar blåsa åt och sa förlåt men jag är trött och jag är kanske inte längre så kåt. Så nu måste jag gå hem. Och som han pinnade på och la på en rem. Hela bastun köttviken Pelle Jöns. Jag säger det där var ett riktigt höns. Och så flyter dagar i all munterhet. Alla historierna varvas med aktivitet. Men aldrig kommer de att glömma denna dag då de lärde sig att ta riktigt tuffa tag.
Out first.
Goddag som Börje, det är dags att smörja. Det är läge för lite hårdare tag. Jag sa handskar på, vad väntar du på? Är du homo eller är du höns? Upp i pröjsen Börje, sista chansen att smörja. Snart kan det vara på tok för sent. Då blir det du som tar stöten upp i gröten. Kom igen för din egen skull. Det är svårt att hejda tårarna när handskar packas ner. När bastulampan släcks man tar farväl.
Lance.
Tiden går till nästa gång men minnen lever kvar av alla sköna hårda bastubadardagar.
I got a text app now.
Jag har salt i hela håret och sand i sandalen. Glassen smälter i min mjuka strut. Jag glider på stranden.
Did you give me partner as well?
Är nästan nakna. Så ser jag dig ligga där och
No, leave it like that. I like it.
Hejdlös när du ler mot mig. Skynda fort ner i vattnet.
Partner for the ice.
Right.
No, give it back.
Jag blev fångad i ett mörker, jag såg inget ljus, fast allt runt omkring stod i brand. Lågornas sken fanns mitt hopp och min tro, som virvlade bort och försvann. Så ge mig min styrka, ge mig kraft att försvara mitt land. Ge mig en väg att gå, jag ser yxan i krigarens hand. Vill ni att jag vänder om och slåss för den jag är? All
was priority there.
Och regnet som följde fick dölja min sorg och släcka min brinnande törst. Jag flydde till bergen när gryningen kom och plötsligt jag hörde en
Yeah, I think Bach was wrong there, right?
Vindarna viskar, jag hör hur de kallar mitt namn. Jag har en väg att gå. Jag ser yxan i krigarens hand.
But we chose the same person to switch, right?
Yes.
That was the problem. Yeah, I think you were wrong there, right? It was the two people south that got hit.
You want to know it for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it doesn't
recorded it.
it doesn't really matter as long as we all know exactly what. It's really what matters. Yeah. So, but anything. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Bach was wrong. Just to be sure. So.
We got southeast and southwest got hit.
Yeah.
Both went to southeast.
Yes.
Vok had to pick southwest. Oh, you're so quiet, Vok.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
My camera was on wrong angle. I didn't see.
Oh, okay. I see. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, just angle it so it's
easy. Yeah.
Work.
Okay.
Is I'm still away?
Probably.
Vandraren har ingenstans att gå när han kommit fram till slutet. Månen färgar alla skuggor blå. Han är ensam kvar där ute. Långt där borta från en enslig gård lyser värmen ut i natten. Väcker hungern i hans frusna kropp som har levt på luft och vatten. Det gör ont men går då, du kan alltid vända om. Det gör ont men går.
No worries. Yes. All is back.
Hon fälldes av tunga grannpojkars ord att hon lustat kring djävulens festbord. Hon är blott 17 år och längs vägen de går blir hon föst som ett djur under glåpord. Hon försöker att nå sin älskades blick men ser honom vända och gå. Och bland de som ser på är straffet hon får ett bevis för det de inte förstår. Leker hon med våld och magi kan hon väcka himlens raseri. Wow! Från lågornas skred kan hon gå på vatten som någon sagt.
We have a verdict in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, and like everything in the trial itself, it's controversial. The jury ruled in favor of Johnny Depp in his libel suit against Amber Heard. Depp sued his former wife for writing about being a domestic abuse victim because he said he never abused her. The jury awarded Depp $15 million in damages, $10 million in compensatory damages, and $5 million in punitive damages. The jury also ruled in favor of Amber Heard on one of her counterclaims against Depp. She alleged that Depp directed a smear campaign against her, having his ex-lawyer saying she fabricated the evidence of her abuse. The jury awarded her $2 million in compensatory damages and nothing in punitives. So at the end of the day, they both win. Hooray! No, but seriously, how can they both have defamed each other? Let's dig into this verdict. Now, first of all, and I hate that I have to say this, no one is going to jail. This is a civil case, and no one is guilty. People are liable in a civil case. They are not guilty or not guilty, despite what some putative law professor has said. This is a civil trial. There's no guilt involved. Now, in fairness, about half the states do have a criminal defamation statute, including Virginia, but this is not one of those cases. It's just two people suing each other. The state is not involved. But as you probably know, here we have two public figures suing each other for defamation, and when you have celebrities, you generally have a higher standard of proof to make your claim. The law makes it difficult for public people to win a defamation suit, even if a published story contains inaccuracies. In order for a public figure to win, the jury has to find that the defendant made statements about them with actual malice. Actual malice means knowledge of the falsity, or at a minimum, a reckless disregard for the truth of the statement. It has nothing to do with animosity. Now, as you probably know, Amber Heard wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post that contained these sentences. Quote, "Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. And, quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse." Now, Johnny Depp challenged these sentences and also the headline written by the Washington Post itself. Quote, "Amber Heard, I spoke up about sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change." Depp sued Heard, alleging these sentences were defamatory. And during closing arguments, Heard's lawyer told the jury that if they believe Depp abused her even one time, that he cannot prove defamation.
If Amber was abused by Mr. Depp even one time, then she wins.
Now, during deliberations, the jury had to evaluate the evidence that they heard over the 6-week trial and apply the jury instructions given to them by the judge. With Depp's defamation claims, they were looking at instruction C, which you can see here. So the jury had to decide whether Heard made or republished any of these statements. These were false statements, whether they harmed his reputation, and whether Amber Heard acted with actual malice. They answered yes. Yes, she said or republished these words. Yes, they were false, and yes, they hurt his reputation. The jury likely decided everything that Amber Heard said about abuse was false, and that she did it with reckless disregard for the truth. And as a result, Johnny Depp sustained about $15 million in damages, $10 million in compensatory damages, which is meant to compensate him for the damage that he actually suffered, as well as $5 million in punitives, that is, to punish Amber Heard for her statements. Now, the judge cut the punitives down to $350,000, bringing the total to $10.35 million. Now, those are obviously large numbers, but it kind of makes sense in the context of Johnny Depp. He is a famous movie star, and he alleges, probably truthfully, that these allegations have really hurt his career and hurt his ability to make millions and millions of dollars. So it's entirely possible that he lost $10 million as a result of the statements that Amber Heard made against him. And given the general nature of Heard's statements, the fact that the jury found in Depp's favor probably means that the jury likely didn't believe any of Heard's substantive claims of abuse. Now, some have argued that Heard got a raw deal because her column did not mention Depp by name. But Depp successfully argued that it was an example of what's called defamation by implication, because parts of the column referred to the allegations of abuse that she made against him following their breakup in 2016. And it's probably fair to say that the general public knew about Heard's connection to Depp, and that they would have assumed that the allegations made in the op-ed referred to Depp because of that connection, and that she was directing those statements at Johnny Depp. And there's plenty of law on this. This is not unusual for a defamation by implication case. And that takes us to Amber Heard's counterclaims. You'd think that if Heard defamed Depp, then they would dismiss Heard's claims, and that would be the end of the story. But what fun would that be? As you know, the jury also found that Depp defamed Heard. But it looks like that relates to a statement only tangentially related to the main abuse statements. Now, after Depp sued Heard in 2021, she filed a counterclaim against him. She said that Depp directed his ex-lawyer, Adam Waldman, to make defamatory statements about her, including these three. Statement A, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and a shield depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as a sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Statement B, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first step didn't do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed up the place, got their stories straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. Statement C, quote, we have reached the beginning of the end of Miss Heard's abuse hoax against Mr. Depp. And the jury reviewed the evidence and, with respect to at least one of these statements, believed that that was the case. Specifically, they decided that Statement B, the long paragraph about a specific incident, was false. The main facts about that incident were relayed to the jury by Heard and her friends, the very same people that the jury found had completely made up things in order to hurt Depp. Now, we'll need to hear from the jury to understand exactly what they were thinking, but we can presume that the jury reviewed the evidence and concluded that Amber Heard and her friends didn't orchestrate an abuse hoax on that occasion. Maybe they didn't spill wine or rough up the place. They didn't work with a lawyer or publicist. They might not have gotten their stories straight. If this is what the jury meant, then they could be claiming that the underlying incident is still based on a lie, but that Heard orchestrated the lie in a different way, or that she was lying about other things and not this thing. But at the end of the day, the jury awarded $2 million to Heard for this particular falsity. These same jurors probably found that she acted with actual malice in concocting a hoax that included fake bruises and fake tears and fake claims, and thus statements A and C were therefore not defamatory, only statement B, which referred to a very specific tangential incident. So both Depp and Heard were awarded
I can't go
damages.
through the
These
middle in
are
that
things that are meant
case.
to compensate the plaintiff to be in the same position that they would be if they weren't injured. Things like financial losses, medical bills, lost income, and reduced earning potential. And a damage award can also consider non-monetary losses as well, like emotional pain or physical pain, loss of companionship. All of those would be considered compensatory damages. But Johnny Depp was awarded punitive damages as well, which are designed to warn others and punish this.
I tried to like go through the inside and ended up picking up tether.
I got it back, but
and they're
I
only
died anyway.
Yeah, it was
has acted wantonly,
too late. They go off fast.
as to evince a spirit of malice.
So I think it's
or
just the
criminal
safest
indifference
one
to civil
that I'll just go
obligations.
around.
But in Virginia,
I don't think it's that
punitive
much of an
damages
issue
are capped at
if I miss
$350,000
technical.
by statute. Now, the jury found that Amber
Because if
Heard
no
had
one
defended
dies,
Johnny
then
Depp
DPS
and
is
that
not
her
really
conduct satisfied
an
the
issue.
very high standard for punitive damages. Now, they awarded him a lot of.
I will try to see if there's a tether, I'll try to. If there's no tether, I'll try to go across. I usually have litany. I think I haven't seen missing litany. But yeah, if there's no tether, I'll try to go across. If there is tether, I'll just go around.
Money, $5 million in punitive damages, but the judge reduced that damages award to $350,000 as required by statute. Now, the jury wouldn't have known that going into deliberations. That's to make sure that they don't shift all of the punitive damages into the compensatory damages award. But after the verdict was reached, the judge capped the amount that was required by law. Tangentially, you might also hear lawyers referring to the State Farm standard.
Oh, fairly new glamour.
Punitive damages are capped as a matter of constitutional law. That's a Supreme Court case. That doesn't apply here. There was a specific statute in Virginia that limited punitive damages to $350,000. That doesn't really implicate the State Farm Supreme Court case. That being said, after the punitive damages were capped, Johnny Depp was entitled to $10.35 million. Though Amber Heard was awarded $2 million in compensatory damages related to the Statement B that we just talked about, netting Johnny Depp $8.35 million at the end of the day. So, what's next? Can Johnny Depp sue the Washington Post? Well, sure, but it's incredibly unlikely that he'd win. You can sue anyone for anything at any time. There's no reason to believe that the Washington Post would have known of the falsity of the statements. And on top of that, the Washington Post simply published Amber Heard's article. The only part of the article that was written by the Washington Post was the headline, Amber Heard, I spoke up about sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, which more or less summarizes the things that Amber Heard actually said. So good luck proving knowledge of falsity or recklessness with respect to the truth by the Washington Post itself. Though given that the article is still online, Depp might sue for an injunction to take that article down. But by that same token, could Amber Heard sue the ACLU? The Washington Post published Heard's op-ed, but the ACLU helped her write it. Heard had promised to donate $7 million from her divorce settlement to two charities, including the ACLU, and so far, she's only paid the ACLU part of that money. Could she claim that they did a bad job of ghostwriting the op-ed? Maybe negligence? Well, again, you can sue anyone for anything at any time. Sure, this is theoretically possible, but it would be extremely complicated and probably doomed, though more tenuous arguments have been made. Maybe Heard will use it to try and claw back some of her donation. Who knows? Complete speculation. But what about an appeal of the jury's verdict? Amber Heard has vowed to appeal, and even though Depp was also found to have defamed Heard, Depp was not surprisingly very pleased with the verdict. Depp said that Heard's op-ed changed his whole life in the blink of an eye, but the jury had given his life back. Now, Heard was not pleased with the verdict and said that she was heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. And although people talk about what precedent this verdict sets, what lawyers mean by precedent is different from how regular people often use that word. In the law, precedent is set by published judicial opinions. Legally speaking, jury verdicts don't set any precedent whatsoever. You can't cite to the Amber Heard case and hope that some other jury or judge will follow it. But if the case goes up on appeal and there is a written opinion, that opinion would have precedential effect, which is one reason potentially the parties might settle before the appeal is completed. They might just do it to get rid of uncertainty with what the Court of Appeal might or might not do. But no doubt, when this case goes up on appeal, you should read about it in today's sponsor, Morning Brew, because that's my favorite way to catch up with pop culture and the news. I've actually been subscribed to Morning Brew for forever. It's one of my absolute favorite newsletters, and I'm
out first.
It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Then join in the fight that will give you the right to be free. Do you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? It is the music of the people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. Will you give all you can give so that our banner may advance? Some will fall and some will live. Will you stand up and take your chance? The blood of martyrs will water the meadows of France. Will you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again.
Do you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes.
Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see?
Then join in the fight that will give you the right to be free.
Do you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes.
Will you give all you can give so that our banner may advance? Some will fall and some will live.
If not for the death.
I'm not sure, but maybe. I mean, the death didn't really heal anything.
Well, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Damage down.
Yeah, oh, that one. Yeah, true. No, I was dive 1. Wasn't I? Maybe I was dive 2 and I completely misread it. Might be wrong.
No, Sarlacc was 1. Sarlacc and Valk were dive 1.
Yeah, I died to dive because I was dive 1. Yeah, it was because I hadn't healed enough early. Yeah, that was my fault. True. Need to be. Yep. Purple.
You love me no longer, I know, and maybe there is nothing that I can do to make you do. Mama tells me
left.
Hello. That I'll to stick to another man, a man that surely deserves me, but I think you do. So I cry and I pray and I beg for you to love me, say that you love me, fool me, go on and fool me, love me, pretend that you love me, leave me, just say that you need me, love me, fool me.
What happened there?
You forgot Texas?
Lately I have desperately pondered, spend my nights awake and
I was muted, obviously, no, I had tungstens.
Sure?
another way to make you stay. Reason will not reach
Sure, it's on cooldown, so...
I think it was some weird ass shit. These things tend to happen in this static. Like one at least every raid, so it's okay. Okay, now that we have 10 minutes of time, I will check what happened. You must have walked, dude. I had big aggro lead and then he just swapped on you.
Good thing I recorded it, so I What should I say? Give me a second. Shit, did I do? Ha, yeah.
It is what it is sometimes.
I have no mercy on Alt 1 and provoke on Alt 2. And I pressed both buttons at the same time and both went off.
I can relate to that. I used to have continuation on Control 4 and I would press Windows key every time and just go out of the fucking game. That was fun.
I may put provoke somewhere else.
Blixtar och dunder, magiska under. Plötsligt en dag har det hänt, och vilken tur. Du är en lyckofigur. En dag i
That tank buster does random damage.
på esplanaden.
Blue.
I think sometimes Xbox correctly, sometimes not.
Ah, okay.
Hello.
Lightning and thunder, magic and wonder. I don't know how, but it did happen to me. You felt your heart set free. Wanted sensation, you're flying up high now. Sweet inspiration, you're going to the sky now. Couldn't believe I was dreaming. Couldn't believe it was true. Take a lane, life is going my way. When I'm walking in my golden shoes, everything I ever dreamed of has suddenly come
Hello
true.
there.
Take a lane, let this miracle stay. I can be whatever I would choose.
Good DPS, that's the place.
Of me in golden shoes. Golden reflections, given directions, bringing the best that I had right out of me. Oh, and the world through this beam, filling your senses, burning desire, climbing the fences, sticking your fire. Now I believe I can make it. Oh, what a wonderful world. Take a lane, life is going my way. When I'm walking in my golden shoes, everything I ever dreamed of has suddenly come true. Blixtar och dunder, magiska under. Plötsligt en dag har det hänt, och vilken tur. Du är en lyckofigur. En dag i staden, du gick där och tänkte på esplanaden. Och såg du något som blänkte, kändes som jag hade vingar. Åh, vilken underbar dröm.
sensation. You're flying up high now, sweet inspiration. Going through the sky now. Couldn't believe I was dreaming. Couldn't believe it was true. Diddle-oo-diddle-lay, like it's going my way when I'm walking in my golden shoes. Every little ever dream has suddenly come true. Diddle-oo-diddle-lay, let this miracle stay. I could be whatever I would choose. Please don't wake me up, I'm waiting up of me in golden shoes. I thought my dream was a fantasy illusion, but when I woke up I came to the conclusion I can be what I want to. Whoa. Diddle-oo-diddle-lay, let this miracle stay. I could be whatever I would choose. Please don't wake me up, wake me up of me in golden shoes. Please don't wake me up, wake me up of me in golden shoes.
Colossal, we come these renegades in the ring. Where the lost get found and the crown of the circus king. It's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding out, shining anything that you know. Just surrender, 'cause you're coming and you wanna go. Where it's coming in.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, sweat soaking through the floor.
In first.
And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see, getting closer. Just
We'll be in
surrender, 'cause
first.
you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's the preacher and the prophet and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go? Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night.
Plants.
Comes true, it's taking over you. It's the greatest show. When you light it up,
Hot.
we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it go.
We were missing one on D.
Colossal, we come these renegades in the ring. Where the lost get
Remind them
found
to
and
go
we crown the
counterclockwise.
circus kings. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this
No, we go clockwise.
Clockwise, not counterclockwise.
Yeah. It depends on the pattern though.
Well, on this pattern,
Okay.
I run clockwise and hop on the plane, try to get to the other tower and
where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night.
Hello.
Blixtar och dunder och magiska under. Och plötsligt en dag har det hänt. Och vilken tur. Du är en lycklig gud. Och en dag i staden. Du gick där och tänkte. Och på esplanaden. Och såg du något som vänkte. Det kändes som jag hade vingar. Och vilken underbar dröm.
Preposition.
Jag står här på gatan vi bodde på. En gång var den hela
Wise.
vår värld. Men ingenting känns likadant som då. Inga lyckliga människor går här. De dörrar som alltid stod öppna då är stängda och låsta idag. Fast alla är ensamma hemma ändå. Så blev det för oss som blev kvar. Kom och ta mig långt härifrån. Långt härifrån. Långt härifrån. Ja, kom och ta mig långt härifrån. Kom, ta mig långt härifrån. Jag minns att de sa du var rastlös då. Att stan var för liten för dig. Jag förstod.
Ja, nu är stämningen på topp och då har det blivit dags för det sista bidraget. Text och musik, Thomas Håsson. Mina damer och herrar, låt nummer 8, Markoolio och Linda Bengtzing med värsta slagen.
Bra Linda, jättebra Linda, det är du som är stjärnan!
Det börjar bra, nästan intressant.
Ja, ja, men kanske lite väl bekant.
Vi bygger upp till bryggan min vän, men den kommer inte riktigt än. För vi har en halv värld kvar att köra.
En repetition som man brukar göra.
Vi bygger upp till bryggan igen, och här kommer den äntligen.
Arrows.
Spänningen stiger inför låtens poäng. En riktigt fläskig refräng.
Och det är kärlek och det är vindar. Det är ögon och de tindrar.
Och massa andra trötta gamla klyschor
Som säger allt och ingenting. Och det är stjärnor och de brinner. Det är världen och den försvinner. Och titeln ska sitta som ett
First.
slag i magen. Det är ju värsta slagen.
Nu blir det svårt att komma på
Något nytt att säga, men så vadå?
det här är ändå bara transport
Vans.
som folk snart glömmer bort. För det som belönas med 12 poäng
Hot.
är en fläskig refräng.
Och det är kärlek och det är vindar. Det är ögon och de tindrar.
Och massa andra trötta gamla klyschor
Som säger allt och ingenting. Och det är stjärnor och de brinner. Det är världen och den försvinner. Och titeln ska sitta som ett slag i magen. Det är ju värsta slagen.
om man inte vill sabba sina
Ja.
chanser att vinna. Kan man sno något från ABBA och se risken för
Report to Daima.
Så allihopa håll i hatten nu. Här kommer höjningen till slut.
Och det är kärlek och det är vindar. Det är ögon och de
Don't forget about the camera angle.
Har träffat mannen med rätt kemi. Har träffat mannen med bra fysik. Han är en riktig karl som man vill ha. En trygg familjefar som kan plocka ur en diskmaskin och kan byta olja på min bil. Han är en riktig karl som man vill ha. En trygg familjefar. Men ändå i min fantasi finns en annan i mitt liv.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, now focus.
So healers melee ranged tanks.
Mitigation after the expires.
Okay. Wait,
Well,
that didn't go well. Yeah.
What happened?
one
I
was too
think-
close.
Yeah.
One that should have not been.
I'll just be closer to the boss next time, I guess. And try to stand max million, not inside the hitbox.
Just do it like phase 1, dudes.
Yeah, I know.
Wait.
The same shit.
Feasible to hold 2 mins to the 3Gs. This line.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
do we hold we hold the burst until after the eyes, or do we
I
use
don't
it during
hold.
eyes? Okay, so we're not using burst on eyes.
You were a bit too close, Feli. You were inside the side of him.
I'd use half my 2 min CD on eyes. Yeah. I mean, do we need that much damage on the rewind?
Yeah. He has to be below 30%, I guess. I think.
Yeah, and that's impossible without burst. Okay.
Ooh. I can check. Probably.
Yeah. Well, if other groups save it, we probably should as well. Yeah, you tech during.
So.
Yeah.
Blah. Okay, the guide says if Sherry Bird is not below 25%, it will wipe the raid.
Yeah. That's true.
And the Forger is above 65% HP after the raid white, he is fine.
65% of the raid weight is fine. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so we save the cooldowns on eyes and we don't use them there, or it was really close this time, but I guess we had the 25% down. Yeah, I suppose. Okay. I won't use cooldowns then, or the one cooldown I have.
The DPS check in Thordan 2 is not that hard.
Yeah, on Thordan 2 I know it's not that bad. Okay. Well, it should be fine then. Because TechStack isn't up during ice. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Anyway, damage should be fine. I guess if there's any... Is the spear something to worry about damage-wise?
Well, it's a DPS check too, right?
Yeah, and it's the worst in DPS check. I don't think we will have any problem with the
Not
other
that
one.
worse.
It's not that worse? Okay, not that bad. I think anyway the DPS check there shouldn't be that bad. It's like the first one and the first phase, so no problem.
I think that's better for me because I nearly forgot to use LB there. So, if you want,
I can.
okay, feel free.
When do I use it?
You use it when he runs in.
As soon as he spawns, basically, you can use
Yeah,
it.
as soon as you see him running.
Okay.
If you do it like after he stops, it will be too late, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Blue.
Middle.
Left.
For better or for worse, graffiti is normal in every city across the world. Spray paint, permanent marker, stickers, chewing gum, legal, illegal, good murals, bad murals, political statements, creative works of art, uninspired works of rubbish. It's unsightly and we could do without it, but for the most part you won't notice it too much and you won't remember it. But what if I told you that somewhere there is a piece of graffiti so influential that it made its way into local music, art, design and culture? There were intense discussions on what the graffiti meant, the story behind it and the artistic implications, and there was outrage when people found out that it might not be around for much longer. This is the story of the I Love You Bridge.
Welcome to Sheffield, the beating heart of Britain's industrial north. The jewel in Yorkshire's crown is home to over 500,000 people, and thousands more flock here daily to shop and to work. All this is built on...
When it came time...
Back.
On a quest for my own redemption, use my blade to evade from Ionia. My wind wall keeps everything out when the fight is getting rough. My sword is cutting you down, feel the power of my thoughts. But if you you pulverize, even when I'm far, oh, I'll be there to ult and I will dive with my sweeping blade, oh, I can chase them all. How are you gonna face the wind when I got my shiv? How are you gonna even live when I got my crit? Every step I take ahead, my flow swiftly rises. You attack and proc my shield, then fall to my tempest. My wind wall keeps everything out when the fight is getting rough.
There are 2 ones.
My sword is cutting you down, feel the power of my
Outburst.
thrust. But if you pulverize, even when I'm far, oh, I'll be there to ult and I will dive with my sweeping blade, oh, I can chase them all. How are you gonna face the wind when I got my shiv? How are you gonna even live when I got my crit? Oh, when you catch the wind, you're breathing your last breath. Oh, when you catch the wind, you're breathing your last breath. My wind will keep everything out when the fight is getting rough. My sword is cutting you down through the power of my thrust. But if you pulverize, even when I'm far, oh, I'll be there to ult and I will dive with my sweeping blade, oh, I can chase them all. How are you gonna face the wind when I got my shiv?
You ought to ask magical Mr. Mistopheles, the original conjuring. There can be no doubt. Please, listen
Blue.
and don't scoff. All his inventions are of his own. There's no such cat in the metropolis. He holds all the patent monopolies for performing
Left.
surprising illusions and creating eccentric confusion. The greatest magicians have something to learn from Mr. Mistopheles' conjuring turn. And we all say, oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as a magical Mr. Mistopheles. He's quiet, he's small, he is black. From his ears to the tip of his tail, he can creep through the tiniest crack.
Preposition.
Walk on the narrowest rail. He can pick any card from the pack. He's equally cunning with dice. He's always deceiving you into
Counterclockwise.
believing that he's only hunting for mice. Ow! You can play
Wait.
any trick with a
Wow.
fork, or a spoon and a
Oh, it was an
big
insta-kill too.
paste.
Then we wouldn't have survived, I think.
For a knife or a fork. And
You walked into the wall, didn't you?
Yeah.
You see it one moment, but then it is gone. But you'll find it next week, laying out on the lawn. And we all say, oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as a magical Mr. Mistopheles. Oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. Oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. His manner
Blue.
is vague and aloof, and you would think there was nobody shyer. But his voice can be heard on the roof while he was curled up by the fire, and he's sometimes been hurt by the fire while he was about on the roof. At least we all heard that somebody purred, which is incontestable proof. And of his single magical powers, I've known the family to call him in from the gutter for hours.
Last pull with instance. It's cool.
Yeah.
And not long ago, this phenomenal cat
No.
right out of a hat. And we all say, oh, well, I never was there ever. A cat so clever has magical wisdom, discoveries.
Blue.
Left.
Right. Middle.
And not long ago, this phenomenal cat produced 7 kittens right out of a hat.
Reposition.
Counterclockwise.
Symbol shines the railway track. The cat of the railway train. There's a whisper down the line at 11:39 when the night mail's ready to depart. Say, Skimble, where is Skimble? Has he gone to hunt the thimble? We must find him or the train can't start.
All the guards and all the porters and the station master's daughters would be searching high
Back.
and low, saying, Skimble, where is Skimble? For unless he's very nimble, then the night mail just can't go. At 11:42, with the signal overdue, and the passengers all frantic to a man, that's when I would appear and I'd saunter to the rear. I'd be busy in the luggage van.
Then he gave one flash of his glass green eyes and the signal went for clear.
They'd be off at last for the northern part of the northern head.
Skimble shines the railway cat, the cat of the railway train.
You could say that by and large it was me who was in charge of the sleeping car express. From the driver and the guards to the bagman playing cards, I'd supervise them all, more or less.
Down the corridor he paces and he examines all the faces of the travelers in the first and the third. He establishes control by a regular patrol, and he'd know at once if anything occurred. He would watch you without winking, and he saw what you were thinking, and it
Reposition.
he didn't approve of hilarity and riot.
Arrows.
Very quiet when Skimble was about to know the move. You would lay no
Out first.
Skimble shines is a cat that never be ignored. So nothing went wrong on the northern mail when Skimble shines.
It was very pleasant when they found their little den with the name written up on the door. And the bed was very neat with a newly folded sheet and not a speck of dust on the floor. There was every sort of light, you could make it dark or bright, and a button you could turn to make a breeze.
I moved in too early.
You're supposed to wash your face in, and a crank to shut the window should you
Right, let's take a short break.
politely.
I would ask you very brightly, do you like your morning tea? We go strong! But I was just behind him and was ready to remind him for
Skimbleshanks, the railway cat.
Skimbleshanks, the railway cat. The cat on the railway train. There's a whisper down the line at 11:39 when the night mail's ready to depart. Saying, Skimble, where is Skimble? Has he gone to hunt the thimble? He must find him or the train can't start. All the guards and all the porters and the station master's daughters would be searching high and low, saying, Skimble, where is Skimble? For unless he's very nimble, then the night mail just can't go. It's 11:42 with the signal overdue. The passengers all frantic to a man.
That's
when I would appear.
Tell me about it.
And I'd saunter.
Yeah, anything interesting? Damn, dude. Today wasn't that interesting, you know, I was just mostly AFK in Limsa as I usually am. Yesterday was better. Well, I got chained up to a fireplace and then whipped and branded, and then some other stuff happened too. How about that? Sure was.
Minions have spawned.
Hell yeah, dude. I actually bought that game recently and I was playing it with Cat. And I think we started over like 3 times at least. And we are still with Cat. Yeah. I see. I kinda want to get through that game, but I'm too fucking lazy to even start it up. Just fucking sleeping all day. It's pretty funny because we were playing through this fucking game and we, like at the start of the game, went into some fucking cavern where there is a ghost and we just beat his ass and then we beat his ass again and we were like, this is kinda too easy, like I don't know, is this how the game is supposed to be played or what? Apparently turned out that fucking Cat turned the difficulty setting down to the lowest one. Yeah. Yeah. Like the second to highest one, right? Dude, I remember I tried to play Divinity like the first game on the highest difficulty because I'm fucking nerd and I try hard, and I couldn't beat last boss of the first zone. And I fucking gave up. It was pretty rough sometimes. I mean, I'm not that good at these kinds of games too, so I guess that's it. Didn't it have like bad reviews or something, I think? Didn't it have like bad reviews or something? Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. But I can't find time to play other guys when I am AFK in Limsa and ERP. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I also pretend to be working, which boils down to me just looking at fucking wall for 8 hours. Because I am a degenerate. And I get paid for it. I'm a programmer, dude. Of course. I'm yet to get my programmer socks though. I mean, I already have the butt plug, so I only need socks. I only need socks and then I'm ready, dude. Dude, if you want to AFK in Limsa, you go to either Odin or Phoenix. Like, Phoenix is the best. Dude, Phoenix is lit. I got drunk as fuck yesterday, and at like 1 AM, I went there with my cat and we were asking for cam. I don't think we found any, but it was still fun. Yeah, like trying to extract some, you know. Didn't work in the end, but it was pretty fucking funny. Shit like that, you know. What the fuck is that? Damn, if it's killed, then I'm sold, dude. I don't know anything about that game. I am not a gamer. I like played WoW for 15 years. I played Dota for 7 years. I played Warframe for 3 years, and that's it. And now I play this game, and that's all I do my whole life. Well, yeah. Okay, time to practice rewind. So we don't meme again. And please eat your food 2 times. Val is obviously AFK and not eating.
To the rear.
Val, you are
I'd
hungry.
been busy in the luggage van.
Then he gets one flash of his fast green eyes and the signal goes all clear.
And we're off at last for the northern part of the northern hemisphere. By and large, it was me who was in charge of the sleeping car express. From the driver and the guards to the back and playing cards, I would supervise them all, more or less. I will watch you without winking, and I'll see what you are thinking. And it's certain that I wouldn't approve of hilarity and riot, so the folk are very quiet when Skimble is about and on the move.
You can play the words with Skimble Shanks.
I'm a cat that cannot be ignored.
So nothing goes wrong on the Northern Railway. Skimble Shanks.
Interrupt someone.
Oh, it's very pleasant when you found your little den with your name written up on the door. And the berth is very neat with the newly folded sheet, and there's not a speck of dust on the floor. Then the guard looks in politely and will ask you
Oh, you died
very
because you were
brightly,
outside.
do you like your morning tea?
Just do
We
damage.
But I was just behind him and was ready to remind him, for
Skimble won't let
Didn't have
anything go
anything.
wrong. When you creep into your cozy box and pull up the counterpane,
you ought to reflect that it's very
Invulnerability,
nice
someone?
to know
No?
that you won't be bothered by
I mean,
you
for
can
sure
leave
goes through
all that
invulnerability.
to the railway cat, the cat of the railway train.
It would be a joke.
gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running.
Well, that DPS difference.
This moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a preacher in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall. It's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go? Where it's covered in all the color light, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Colossal, we come these
Ranged.
renegades in the ring. Where the lost get found, every crown of the circus king. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding out, shining, and it can let you know. Just surrender, cause you're coming and you wanna go. Where it's covered in all the color lights, where the runaways are running.
Oh, what a lovely princess we have here. Fur so pristine and shimmering with care. Look at the moonlight shining oh so bright. Won't you come out the window and play with me tonight? A cat has only got one life to live, so you gotta make it marvelous as it is. With a collar around your neck you won't have fun. Shall I tear it with my teeth till it's undone? Being strays, great cook down, now stealing fish to eat for meals, chasing pigeons down the bay. Here on the roof I watch the people on their way, drifting off into a night till whenever I wake. You should try to, cause now I have got some awesome buddies I would love to introduce. Jump through the window and start a brand new you. It's all you gotta do, yeah, yeah. What stubbornness that we have here. In the darkness only your shining eyes appear. I'll admit that your words are smart and quick, but I'll have you know I'm not quite so easy to trick. A cat is not but just one life to live, so I chose to make it perfect as it is. And it's for this brand name collar around my neck. Do you know how much it costs to be a pet? I am a lady cat, now, 3 delicious meals and a bed that's soft and velvety. Although water's really not my favorite thing, I still shower every day cause it's important to be clean. Now look at you and now, there is no one to keep you safe wherever you may go. Who's to say you won't be run over tomorrow? There's just a way to know. Hey, you know I kinda like the bold and sassy way that you reply. I have to say that I find you just to be my type. Oh, my how bold of you, but even if that's what you say, you never get my heart to sway. I have a dream that's now, just walls out the city that I've been in all my life. Travel to the north where the land is far and wide, and to see the aurora that's shining in the sky. And if you could also now be there by my side at the ending of my dream, although my wish won't be fulfilled, this is the way I'm living now. Not a thing that anyone can alter easily. Think of the girl who's taking care of me. There's a way I can leave her by herself so suddenly. Hey, I'm not done yet, now, where do you think you're going? Wait up a moment, it'd be nice tomorrow if you would come again. I'll wait for you to bed.
such a silent night, opening the window, wishing the ticking of the clock would put you right to sleep. On such a night you'll be visited by a pixie, taken to Neverland, where dreams never end.
Out first.
No way, Jose, I hate how grown-ups rule the world, dripping with lies. Reality's disgusting. Man, I wish that I could be kid forever. Then what about make that wish come true together? To a place where the fun never ends, that'll never end. Treasure hunting, always playing, sword fighting is the hippie perfect world. No way. My studies, forget it. My future, forget about it. Come on with me, you'll see what I mean. A dream world, take a leap of faith. I jump and run away as if it were a dream. Selfishly naive, childish me believes it's alright, so could you just forgive me? Stuffing all of it is in my pocket, the reality I hate it so. It's so wonderful, it's so magical, I'll never let me go. Let's go! Singing songs with pretty mermaids in lagoons, running through fields and camping with the engines.
Interesting.
And that will work.
That was not so nice.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, no way it works.
I mean, wait, it's over.
What happened, Tether?
I had it. I had it.
You had it and then you didn't.
I had it.
If everyone just makes sure to bait their things outwards, you can do the tether on the bait at position, and then there's no danger of that happening. And there's no danger of. But it's up to you how you want to do it. Otherwise, just make sure you go outside, I guess.
I'll get you prepared, today's the day. Yo ho yo!
Defeat him, the monster, please help us become a hero. Don't you think there's time to make your dream come true? No? Take a leap of faith, defeat him in this happy little fantasy. Punish all of the grown-ups that you see, all of them so cunning and so greedy. Fighting seems so intense and with a splash and everybody comes to cheer. Here and now, not easily, and now drunk on the atmosphere, yeah! After he took down the evil in the land, the peaceful days pass by over and over again. I know something is a little off. I don't know something in and out. Don't you feel the same? Things are L-A-M-E lame.
Here on a quiet night, gazing out the window, unable to sleep.
Yep.
So we're here now, shout it loud and clear, here we go. With a hop and a step, we've arrived at such a wonderful place, don't you know? Merry making city, come on, leave me on their hand. A town where the moon never goes down, so let's dance, shout, and sing a song. Is this place like some sort of secret wonderland? Not at all, this place is really very fun. It's almost like we're partying every day. We're so looking glass, we don't want that. Follow green clouds down to a world unbound. Strange companions here, and so we'll drink it. Toast, dance, dance, dance. Singing songs, never feel bad. Just take a break, there's nothing more to do. Like a fairy tale that we're dreaming. The whole is fantasy night. So
Clockwise.
I'm going right. Yeah.
Knockback.
But you see my dream, yes, the dream I always dreamed. To write a world that always seems to clean. I never ever wanted to grow up and leave all the special people I need. But hey now, who's here at this who can't talk to me? No way, who's here lying to me? Can I see my mama here? Never seen my papa, never was a long time. I speak to this, it's on the right to be free, so I don't actually choose. What to do? Ain't got a clue. I love Papa and Mama dearly. Growing up is my worst nightmare. I swear, oh, what to do? Ain't got a clue. Train to come and pick us up again. It'll pull in here at 12. So what do you do? Yes, and that door rings up. And there's story doors that fall with the type of fights and blood. Let's go. You're riding waves on the night train. Telling forward now on our way back home.
Reposition. In first. In first. Lance. Hot.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Kill it.
I push. I even potted.
It should be fine.
So, I got 92k damage and I had every cooldown on.
What? Okay.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you only take like 50% damage. Sometimes you take all. That was so close.
Remember that will be Waffle.
I managed to save my Bahamut.
Yeah, as soon as you see him spawn, you can...
You're reopening up here.
Healers first. Please be close as healers and
Yes.
far away as everyone else.
Melee. Ranged.
But how? Why did melee die there?
Is it doing same damage as P1 or more damage?
We have way more shockwave hits,
Yeah, we have more shock.
but we cannot mitigate them.
No, but I was healing there all the time. Like,
We have a Lily there,
oh yeah, I should put using
because Lilybell is very OP for particularly
Yeah,
this
yeah.
phase.
I'll use Lilybell as soon as I guess healer cones goes up. True. Should do.
Yeah, and you can use Feint, Addle, everything counts, but only for the Brightwing hits, not for the Shockwave. Shockwave is only healing and shield.
Yeah, can I just... How much damage did you take there, Felly, from the cones? Or Arella? One of them. Don't have ACT, so need to use Battle Log.
You can hire a monk to calculate.
Can we rotate our reprisals there?
54 plus 5k shockwave.
54 plus 5. Yeah, I mean, that's literally impossible to heal. Like, that is impossible, because even if you're at full health, it's no reaction time for it, so...
Waffle, can you use reprisal after first?
So that needs to be mitigated more, I guess.
Yeah. It was unmitigated as well. There was no debuffs on the boss.
I usually reprisal the Steep and Rage cast, and then I cannot reprisal the first, but I can reprisal the second. I can reprisal the third.
Okay, I have reprisal up, so I will use reprisal after LB falls off, and then I will use Dark Missionary for the Hero of Hard Hit.
If you use Dark Missionary on the third hit, it will be up still on the pure hard hit.
On the first cone, third cones?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
I will use Heart of Light on the second hit. And it will be up till... it will run out, but it will cover 3 Brightwings.
Are Shockwaves even magic damage? I don't know.
It's darkness damage.
And I think that was with Temperance. I think I popped it for melee, so... Yeah.
Darkness damage, only healing and shield. No mitigation.
Yes, so Dark Missionary will be useless anyways.
Yes.
Oh no, it will be okay for the cones. No.
For the cones, yeah, and for the pure heart.
Yeah. So do we have our mid planned out for that now? Or do we need
But
to
you can use Paint, Addle, Shield Zamba. You can rotate that there too.
I use Temperance too, yeah. Okay. I mean, the cones is the worst. The shockwaves are easy, but the cones are the problem. Because if they do like more than 2... If you have less than 2 shockwaves worth of health after taking the cones, it's really hard to heal. Okay.
Is the what's his name? Chatterbird the source of damage?
For cones,
Yes.
shockwaves are
Yes.
from the spear.
Yeah. So
So the only thing that we can mitigate really are the cones.
Yes.
Okay.
But
yeah, I can handle it when it's my turn.
even if the shockwaves would be from him, you cannot mitigate them.
yeah. They just go through mitigation.
Oh, darkness damage, yeah. You can only shield it.
Yeah.
Hey, what
Just
damage?
some
Darkness.
Darkness. They introduced darkness damage a long time ago.
It's the first time I hear of it.
Yeah, because it's never been used since then.
It's used, but sparingly. Like, some fights they have it, and other fights they don't really don't. Like an on and off thing.
I guess.
I mean,
There's no way.
Yeah, damage reduction skills won't work on it. It has to literally be shields.
Okay.
Sucker spam.
Purple.
Purple. Left.
One day more, another day, another destiny. This never-ending road to Calvary. These men who seem to know my crime will surely come a second time. One day more.
Preposition.
How can I live when we are parted?
One day more.
Clockwise.
And yet, with you, my world has started.
One more day I'm on my own.
Will we ever meet again?
One more day with him not caring.
I was born to be with you.
What a life
Knock
I
back.
might have known.
And I swear I will be true.
But he never saw me
One more day before the storm. Oh, where she goes at the barricades of freedom. Shall I join my brother there? Begin to fall. Do I stay and do I dare? Will you take your place with me? The time is now. The end is here. One day more. One more day to river.
Yeah, I'll just have to hardcast.
I'm hardcasting. Shield us or something.
I don't know if I'll have no time for this. But it should live. Yeah. Position. We'll be in first.
One day
We'll be out first.
more.
Ants. That's not gonna make it, is it? Guess we can try. Nah.
No.
Not even close.
But why?
That
was
was
so good.
interesting.
Yeah, I guess
Out in the darkness.
one healer damage then, so it takes, I guess, for that phase not to work.
Fallen from God, fallen from grace. God
1 second, okay, go.
I forgot to press center. And then I saw shield going out.
come face to face. Till we come face to face.
Wow.
It's okay, it doesn't change anything.
Hello. Left side.
Sommar, sommar och sol, havet och vinden och doft av kaprifol. Sommar, sommar och sol, en himmel så blå som viol. När livet blir för tråkigt och dagen blir för grå, då tar jag till ett eget litet knep. En fånig liten ramsa som jag hittar på, som handlar om det bästa jag vet.
Counterclockwise.
Sommar och sol, havet och vinden och doft av kaprifol. Sommar, sommar och sol, en himmel så blå som viol. På morgon när jag vaknar, drar upp min rullgardin, då kanske regnet bara öser ner. Då blundar jag och nynnar på en melodi som handlar om det bästa jag vet. Sommar, sommar och sol, havet och vinden och doft av kaprifol. Sommar, sommar och sol, en himmel så blå som viol. När vintermörkret sänker sig så dystert på vår jord, då har jag som en magisk hemlighet en fånig liten ramsa med såna ord som handlar om det bästa jag vet. Sommar, sommar och sol, havet och vinden och doft av kaprifol. Sommar, sommar och sol, en himmel så blå som viol. Sommar, sommar och sol, havet och vinden och doft av kaprifol. Sommar, sommar och sol, en
Out first.
Snurrar runt i en stad som glöder, som viskar bli min natt. Sommartider, hej, hej, sommartider. Ge mig din hunger, ge mig din hand. Ge mig allt du vill och allt du kan. Sommartider, hej, hej, sommartider. Läppar mot läppar som tar mig i land. Sånger sommartider till varann. Sommartider, sommar, sommar, våt och het. Sommartider, sommartider. Kom och lek en sommarlek. Sommartider. Lev ditt liv i den tid som brinner, som lockar, stanna i natt.
Ja.
Sommartider, hej, hej,
That was fucked.
ge mig din hunger, ge mig din hand. Ge mig allt du vill.
Use Amelia B3 when we're done with this, I guess.
Sommartider, hej, hej, sommartider. Läppar mot läppar, två hjärtan i brand. Sånger sommartider.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
I don't have 6 there. Thank you. Yeah, probably don't. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I guess we can just do a practice. That was strange. How much damage did I do? Oh, did I take it too late and something fell off?
1 second please.
56k damage. I took 56k 852 damage, which is exactly 30 damage more, or less than 30 damage more than I can take. Nice.
Fuck.
Bait was bad. Which bait was it? I'm
Northeast. On the tower, on immersion towers.
northeast. Was that the 4 tower? No. Huh. Maybe I'm getting confused. How was it? Was it baited through the middle or?
Yes, straight into me.
Hmm. Did it go on the tank or was the DPS in the middle somehow? Amelia. Baldwin baited.
What? There was nothing going middle from my side.
Oh god. Wait.
I was, as far as I'm aware, I died from the tank thing.
Hmm.
It doesn't really matter, like.
No. Well, well, in a sense it does, because it's something that happens quite a lot. Lock, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we need somehow to make that consistent. Because currently it's kind of random. You can end up with both tanks and melees in the same. Let's just say if you're ranged, you always have to remain in bait. And
Yeah, just bait it out. Like, just bait it out.
yeah.
Like, always bait it out.
Yeah. I think even melees should just give up one GCD or something to do it too. Just so it's consistent. Because it's really annoying. Blue. What?
Did you just walk into the wall, dude?
Yeah, casually.
I've done this so many times. Sag. Sorry. Yeah, this time I really wasn't though, but okay. It's okay. This time I was just...
Gamers online absolutely love throwing around the word dead as a kind of synonym for, well, I don't like this thing anymore, I've concluded that it is bad, and you should not like it either. People to this day call retail World of Warcraft dead, when just wait and see for the Dragonflight launch, that'll show you how dead it really is. If you wanted a truly dead MMO, Wildstar is over there. But when I use the word dead for classic era servers, I really mean it. Well, okay, when I say dead, more dead, deader, I suppose is appropriate. That's kind of giving you the idea that there were real signs of life beyond a hopeful forum post or a Reddit thread, trying to rally some new troops and give them a sense of hope, because the classic era servers just never really took off. Recently there's been two truly condemning pieces of news from Blizzard regarding the state of classic era servers, both for classic World of Warcraft as well as the Burning Crusade, which more or less say this didn't work, people don't want this, so we're just not going to be doing it anymore. Let's give them both a quick read over. First, regarding TBC, this was announced shortly after Wrath the Lich King was confirmed during that live stream. They say, we're not going to let people stay in Burning Crusade who want to this time. We really didn't have a lot of uptick in interest in that, and we're going to make sure that we continue to preserve the original classic version of the game. We know some people really did want that version, so that version is going to continue to exist, but as we continue TBC will just transition into Wrath Classic, and there will not be another choice or clone service offered as we did with the original BC release. So TBC error is just straight up not happening in the first place. I guess it's not even dead on arrival, it's just non-existent. This second bit of news happened a few weeks later and is regarding Classic, and I bet you probably haven't even heard that this is happening. That's how little publicity error gets. On an official post, Blizzard say the World of Warcraft BC Classic character clone service will soon be cycled out of the Battle.net shop. This service will be on sale until its retirement on July 26, 2022. After that date, any locked clones will be removed from their respective realms and will no longer be available. If you haven't made a choice for any of your characters since the last time you logged into either WoW Classic or BC Classic, those characters will be moved to Burning Crusade Classic. The Classic error version of those characters will be permanently deleted and unavailable for cloning. So what this means is after 26th of July 2022, there can never be any population growth aside from brand new characters for Classic error servers. Any untouched characters move to TBC and eventually Wrath, and unused clones are permanently deleted. So when I say error realms are dead, this is kind of what I mean. Can I just say here, if you're one of these guys who are in the camp of give me Wrath of the Lich King, I will happily play that for years, which I do see in the comments, it's not looking too good for you right about now. It's also worth a mention on top of this that there is currently no plans to do a TBC seasonal server either, unless, as Blizzard have said, there is a clear community demand for it, which I'm going to be real, I read the forums, I look at Reddit, I have a lot of comments on my own videos, and I'm not seeing any level of demand for it whatsoever. I would be amazed if they did a TBC seasonal server. And Classic seasonal server has recently entered phase 5, which is AQ40. The war effort is underway, though from what I hear, the autocomplete, which they obviously need, let's be real, nobody's going to go and farm 80,000 copper ore or whatever you need on a seasonal server, but the autocomplete isn't working properly, though they should be into AQ40 relatively soon and seeing all of the changes in there. But overall, there is a small player base for Classic seasonal servers, and that's the place where Blizzard will start to put changes into the game, much to the annoyance of the Classic purists, since this is the only official fresh server Blizzard looks as though they're going to be doing. Also, I'll just throw this out there, I don't think Blizzard will ever do a no changes server. I reckon there will be more seasonal servers, however, and they will have more drastic levels of changes to them. So, all roads lead to Wrath of the Lich King then. It certainly seems that way where we are at the moment, and despite it being the most popular World of Warcraft expansion ever, I won't be surprised if there's a very similar sentiment when we're closing in on Kata, which again I think will happen as an expansion. So what went wrong with error servers then? Why have these failed to garner a player base from all those people who prefer Classic WoW over every other version of the game? And why are Blizzard effectively throwing this whole idea in the bin as a failed project? Well, to me, every single possible argument, thought, and rationalization between who's at fault here can be boiled down to one thing, which error servers don't do and never will do. Progression. MMOs need progression. Error servers don't have progression, so they don't.
You did this to me.
I dodged it barely.
Don't work. That's basically it. No new players, no
anyway, the reason we thought
no
there
new
was
raid
2
content,
damage
no
downs from
battlegrounds, no
earlier.
class rebalancing. All the servers do is offer an environment where 25 or 30 biscuit warriors can blast through next 40 once a week. But saying this, error servers had a problem from the start. The first issue was the price tag on cloning your character. Oh, and this cloning I keep talking about is a paid service. Yes, this costs money, where you can duplicate your character so they're both available to play on the error servers as well as the live service as well. At first, Blizzard tried to offer this service for a rather staggering $35. Predictable community backlash ensued and it was lowered to $15. Again, this is for an automated service, but what can I say, that's the norm for Blizzard. I believe this was done in part to try and filter out those who really wanted to play error, otherwise everybody would have cloned a character because, well, why not? Error realms also began their life as just single servers, as they had been throughout the duration of Classic, and after a good while of it becoming rather apparent that next closed and nobody was playing there, Blizzard took the very rare step of connecting realms. This is what they do instead of merging. By the way, Blizzard have pretty much never merged a server ever, in case you're wondering about that. This is where players from several different realms will share a server and just have their server name appear after their own. They've done this on retail a lot over the years. And even if this was done from day one, I don't think it would have made any real difference. In fact, there could have been one realm per region and there wouldn't be a lot of change. It wasn't a question of it being Blizzard's fault here or them doing it too late, it's just, well, there's no progression on the servers. People by the end of Classic had started to see the holes in the perfect memory of the fabric, the world buff griefing. Your class was just so weak. The time needed to farm gold. People were ready for TBC to begin to fix the game or to make their class viable at last. A mix of all this has meant the population for Era just never got off the ground and picked up its own player base. It's a harsh reality check of what players really do want, that less than 3 years after release, Classic is already moving back to its place in the memories of those who were there on the 26th of August 2019. As for TBC Era, well, they aren't even doing it in the first place, nor are they doing a seasonal server at this point in time either. And I'll be doing a full review for TBC later on now that I've experienced everything the expansion has to offer, but the overall hype level for it just didn't match up to Classic. It wasn't even close. And I think you can hardly blame Blizzard for not wanting to do TBC Era either. I'm 100% sure it would be a similarly eerie, empty world with a handful of guilds clearing Sunwell in their abyss. It's funny actually, in the 2 quotes we started off the video with, they said first of all, we're gonna make sure that we continue to preserve the original Classic version of the game, and then a few weeks later, oh by the way, you can't clone characters anymore. I get this feeling people are going to start to be nostalgic for the Classic launch at this point already. A fresh just doesn't miss. Even the release of Season of Mastery was huge when it first came out, but there's just no longevity to these types of servers by the looks of things. People come in, they play for a few weeks, they start hitting the endgame content, and then they get the feeling of, yeah, I've done this before actually, and they stop playing. And that feeling as though people are quitting, your realm size is shrinking, and the game isn't popular really affects the MMO genre, especially Classic WoW, because it is by no means a single player game. So much of the content needs a group of players for you to be able to enjoy it on a regular basis. So when things start to go south, the player base just evaporates in no time at all. We will see what the plans for any additional servers at the end of Season of Mastery will be, but I really believe they have to go all out and aim to provide an experience for the players which will not be familiar. On top of that, they need to rebalance content and classes during each major content patch for it to see any real measure of success. Or I suppose there is the mandatory and copium-fueled Classic Plus, which I should give a mention to. The idea that Blizzard will develop entirely brand new content for Classic, which by the way would have to start from the beginning of the game, not after Naxxramas. Nobody's going to play copy-paste content for 12 months for the promise of something new at the end of it. The entire journey has to be altered, which I mean, well, it sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? I don't know what level of spaghetti code Blizzard have to deal with trying to get things working on Classic, but older games are usually built on tech which, well, if you were given the choice, you wouldn't use it these days. Let's put it like that. I'd love to see it, don't get me wrong, but it would be a surprise, not an expectation. And that's with the deal for Microsoft takeover going fairly smoothly as well, though I'm not quite sure to what extent Microsoft are going to be paying attention to Classic WoW. That is the news though. RIP Era servers for both Classic and TBC, but kind of for real though. It's funny, I've never played there, I never would play there, but I'm still kind of sad to see it go. Let me know your thoughts, guys. As always, thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I shall see you all in the next one very soon.
Damage.
Alright, we're going to be talking about World of Warcraft Classic, and as these things go, I've got to lay down my bona fides. I have been playing World of Warcraft since launch. I have been playing
position. Arrows. Out first. Out first. Won't make it.
We need to get out of here before more of them arrive.
Okay, okay, Perth. Let's walk over there, Perth. Okay.
The library isn't far, but we've never been inside.
Uh-huh.
There were too many warnings.
Yeah.
It seems even the Horadrim feared Zoltan Kul's domain.
It seems that way. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna run this, and this rift right here is gonna cost me about $20. Yeah, it's really not a big deal. Oh, he's almost dead. Okay. Wow! So we're gonna do no crests. I'm gonna show you guys what just an average run looks like, okay? All right, let's see the loot. Wait. There's no chest. I didn't get any upgrades.
What can I do for you?
So this is a post that was made by Don't You Have Phones. Almost all of the facts presented in this post are fabricated. In Diablo Immortal, there's no way to acquire rank up gear using money. It's a game myself and the team have poured years of bloody sweat into making. If you're curious about the microtransactions in the game, factual information is available elsewhere, or you can check the game out for free whenever it comes out. And you want to know what's really sad? Is that there's a good chance that Wyatt was saying this in good faith. He responded. What did he say? Oh my God, he did respond.
Preposition.
And, he says, I'm pretty upfront in many interviews, though not apparently in this post. That gear was the 12 item slots. In many interviews, I also clearly state that money can advance gems and legendary gems. I'm sorry this wasn't clear here. Not being able to buy gear the 12 slots or experience remains important to the team. For what it's worth, I appreciate you checking out the game. I look forward to your PoE content and guides that I've always enjoyed. Guys, we're not giving out free guns. We're not selling guns at the lemonade stand. We're selling lemonade. And if you buy a glass of lemonade, it comes with a free gun. And each glass of lemonade is $175.
Knockback.
This is 800% extra value? I'd be losing money if I didn't buy this. Give me a second, guys. We got to figure this out. What have I spent money on? So the reason why I spent money is like basically there was a bonus in the game and it said if I didn't spend the money, I would be losing 800%. By spending $1, I effectively saved $8. Is this a sponsored stream? No, it's the opposite. I'm paying them. Yeah, I'm sponsoring Blizzard. It's kind of a sad position to be in, but that's my life. All right, here we go. Let's watch it. My Diablo Immortal. Oh, Immoral rant. All right, here we go. Let's watch it.
No matter what us YouTubers say or do, no matter what you guys that watch YouTube videos do,
doesn't seem like we can really make a meaningful impact on the cash shop market.
True.
We are the hardcore gamers, the ones
True.
that play video games, and then when we're not playing video games, we're watching videos on video games. It's pretty hardcore, if you ask me. And it might feel like we're part of a gigantic community,
We're
but
not.
relatively speaking, it's not that big.
True.
It just feels like it because
True.
it's all that we see every day. We're
True.
entrenched in it.
True.
There's so many players
So
out there
true.
that play these games that don't even think about nor care in the slightest about these greedy cash shop practices while they're playing.
This is the circle that I showed you guys. How we're like all of these concentric circles. The only way that we can reach an audience to stop this stuff is if we can hit a mainstream audience of people that are not gamers. That is the only way to stop it, in my opinion. 800% value? Yeah, I don't know why this idiot hasn't bought this yet. Like, he's so dumb. He didn't buy the 800% value. It's only $1.
Some of these players are, of course, very casual players that are only playing just to kill a couple zombies. They buy some eternal orbs and then they log off. They might not even understand what true endgame is in an online video game.
Of course.
Then there's a huge market of players who think about things but will play and spend money regardless.
But that's not true. That's not true. Let me show you guys something. But that not true, Mongol. That not true. That not true. Stop. I want to show you guys. It doesn't show up right now because the page is giving me an error. What is the what's the rating of Diablo Immortal on the phone page? 281 votes. Wow.
Knocked back.
4.5%. It's fake? No, it's not. I don't think it's fake. I think it's real.
Understandably so, because we are...
Let's assume half are fake.
...all constantly itching for new games, and I do fall into this category at times.
That's right.
And then there's the extremely small market of gamers who will actually boycott these products.
There's dozens of them.
Even if we wanted to make an effort to reach more players to let them know, hey guys, this game is really bad, morally speaking, we probably shouldn't be playing it, there's literally no way to reach the players who don't consume YouTube or gaming news content. They just they're not looking for this stuff. So
these are the guys that are like, hey, oh, why hadn't there ever been a BlizzCon recently? Why ain't they done a BlizzCon, man? Like, they used to do this all the time, and a lawsuit? What? What do you mean? What do you mean a lawsuit? I don't know. Like, I mean, shit, I just play the game. Right, yeah, I just log on for a few hours a week and get my dailies done. That's it, you know? Like, that's it. They got no idea. It's like they're not even involved with this stuff at all. Look at the reviews. Yeah, sure, I'll look at the reviews.
We're never going to be able to
afterwards.
speak to them.
Arrows. Out first. Out first.
Uh-oh.
DC.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Walker, are you here with us?
Yes, yes. Not sure what happened.
Are you blind when you're born?